Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below and determined you are a power year number 2, then you are at the right place. If you're a power year number 2, remember, twos, you only have to calculate your power year once for the year 2020. Okay, your monthly numbers will change, and that's where I come in to tell you that you in the month of April are in the month of 6. So let's review what these numbers mean, and then we're going to get right to business, love, and any question that you have. Now, a power year number 2 is about cooperation, getting along with others, teamwork, and being a couple. So you may be challenged in those areas. You may be feeling that so far in 2020, no one is listening to you. You can't get your point across at all. And that may be your challenge during this year of cooperation and teamwork. You may find yourself a peacemaker because others aren't getting along. You may find yourself having to ask for help, something that you hate to do, or teaching others how to delegate and rely on others because you're strong enough to take some extra work on in this year of 2020. It's also a big relationship year. It's a very romantic year. And now, as we know, twos, where there is love, there is also possible breakup. So we're going to take a look at that for you this whole year. You're in the most romantic month of the year in 2020, and it is this month of April that we're talking about. Not only is it now again, the most romantic month can mean a romance really blossoming and committing, or it can be a breakup. Of course, it's usually blossoming and committing and meeting someone and learning that their intention is what your intention is, and that's to be strong together. But there's always going to be a yin and a yang. Now, another thing about 6 is it's about responsibilities, and it's about who's giving too much and who's not giving enough. Besides that, we're going to keep the pandemic in mind, and that a lot of us are stuck in, and many of us in the emergency services world are stuck out there. So let's take a look. Let's start with our first deck here. I have 3 different decks. We're going to shuffle these cards, and let's make our intentions very clear of what we want. We want to ask about, for those twos who have a job, for those twos who are employed this April in 2020, how does work look? How does work look during this month of 6? Okay. And I read the cards clairvoyantly, so I do have basic meanings for my cards, and I definitely look at the numbers in my cards, but I also will go into clairvoyant mode, which is using my third eye, and see what the real message to give our twos in April is. So what I'm seeing here, twos, why do I have this feeling? I just have this feeling that there is turmoil around you, there is conflict around you, and yet I find you centered. I find you calm and knowing what your faults are, and knowing what your pluses are, and knowing what you can offer, and knowing what you can't. And before this whole pandemic hit, I find you a little bit bored, a little bit backed into a corner, a little bit not sure what to do. And moving forward a little bit in April, maybe towards the end of April, starting to feel a little bit edgy. So these are 3 different feelings that you're feeling, twos, during this month of April. Now, the best the best and the strongest message is that you may get your feathers ruffled a little bit here and there, but you really have a strong backbone that you have developed for yourself of who you are and what you deserve moving forward. And this makes sense to me in this month of 6, because it is that how much am I giving and how much am I getting back month. And you're really seeing, I feel like, the writing on the wall of just that statement. You're really seeing that, hey, you wouldn't be able to have this, this, and this if it wasn't for me knowing how to set up all of my equipment at home so that I can deliver something to you. Now, you may feel a little annoyed because you're not getting paid extra for that. You may feel a little annoyed because you're not in an office setting, so people aren't seeing everything that you're doing. But we're at a very, very difficult and interesting time that requires patience and a wait and see kind of attitude. But that's your year. You're in a wait and see kind of year where you say, okay, I'm going to calm myself down. I'm going to work with others, and I'm just going to have to wait and see. So I think you're doing fine, twos. Keep doing what you're doing and keep your own morale up. I think that that's what you are doing and what you need to continue to keep doing. Let's take a look at our twos who are looking for work in this month of 6, in this month of April 2020. Ooh, look at that. We have the beautiful new relationship card. That's the best that we can expect for you. And it looks to me, it's funny that I know I've only done Power Year number 1 so far, and now I'm doing Power Year number 2, but jobs look good in both of these settings for you. And as a Power Year number 2 looking for work, I have the new relationship card, and it looks to me like you have worked your butt off to try to, maybe you're even at a company and you want to relocate, and then boom, this freeze comes in April. Or maybe you've just worked very hard to make the right connections and move forward, and you finally get an interview and boom, you can't have the interview, or it can't go as far as you'd like because even if you did interview, you can't get into the place to work. But you definitely have your ducks in order. What I feel like is that you're going to be hearing all kinds of rumors of, well, it's this month. No, it's next month. Well, it's this week. No, it's next week. Well, so-and-so is going to call you and we're going to get you set up at home. And what this card is telling you to do is to just try to be patient, twos. Try to be patient, because not everything that you hear is going to actually be the truth or be coming from reliable sources or the bottom line. We are in this, there may be a stalling phase for you. You may not, whereas you would have without a pandemic, jumped into perhaps a position, and maybe not. Maybe this is what it would have said anyway, the cards. But I feel like there's some stalling still coming forward, and you're not getting the full story. And it may not because someone's being dishonest. It may be because they don't have the full story, or they were given the wrong facts. So do not believe or trust everything that you hear. Keep your faith up that things are going to work out for you as far as this new position or getting a new position. And maybe somebody has said, look, we were all ready to hire you, but we have to wait now. We have to wait because everything is frozen and still. Maybe that is the truth. And you say to yourself, well, I think that's actually the truth because I've been working with this person and they haven't led me along and they've been very honest. Then I say believe them based on your own instinct. It's just that they may have been given the wrong information, and it may be a little bit longer that you have to wait, but you have definitely made headway in the job arena, and things will be working out for you according to the cards here. For in this month of April of 2020, you will get a better footing of what is going on in your future as far as work. Now let's take a look at love twos. Oh, you've got all this romance around you. Let's take a look and see. And we're going to shuffle these cards, and we want to know what's the best that we can expect if a 2 is in a relationship this month of April. Okay. So it looks to me here that you have been patient. You have been patient and you have been understanding, and you have waited and paid your dues in whatever this issue that you've been waiting for is, and it looks like good news is definitely coming your way. This is also a card of change or a card of movement, where you may indeed be moving forward because you followed your instincts in the relationship, and it looks to me like you're going to be rewarded for that. Now, you have 2 page cards here, and pages tend to be news or some kind of news, coming your way, something coming in. And this is my very, very good old friend card. So I do feel like someone is going to pull through for you. It may be in the background, it may be in the forefront, but there's going to be help coming your way to you and your loved one from an outside source that's an old contact, an old friend, an old situation of some kind. So there will be some kind of outside help for you and your loved one to move forward in whatever this very pleasant, good change is going to be. Now, if you are a 2 and you are looking for love in this month of April, let's see what we have in store for you in your most romantic month in 2020. Now, this is another deck that I'm using, and this is my favorite deck for relationships or romance. And it looks as though some of you may be finally getting that commitment from someone, and some of you may be breaking up. So let's break this down. There's a reprimand going on. There is an issue with those of you who are looking for romance, those of you who are, you have maybe someone in your life, but you're up and down and you're going all around. For some of you who are just trying a new venue, trying to get onto some apps because you're stuck at home. For some of you who are, out there working because you have to be, and you finally you're spending more time, maybe with somebody you've had your eye on, or somebody has had their eye on you. And it looks like all of a sudden the brakes go on in this month of April, and some of you kind of get whacked down, or you do the whacking of no, this isn't what I want, that's not what I wanted, things are going kapluki, and you have to put a stop to it. And the universe is giving you permission in this month of April to go ahead and speak up and say your piece to who you need to do it to. Get off the apps if it's not working for you, because it looks to me like there's a change for a lot of you in this month of April, that things were coasting along very nicely, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a whack, and there's change for some of you that's meant to be in relationships that weren't going anywhere or just didn't get off the ground. Now, for others, I feel like very quick decisions of moving forward could be happening for you if you are a 2 in this month of April. I feel like you might just jump right into living with someone, to getting engaged with someone, to something more serious. And we don't know the outcome, because that for this month is the outcome, is that you both decide, with the hell with this coronavirus thing. I want to be with you. You want to be with me. So I'm just going to pack up. I'm going to move to you, and I'm going to move in with you. And that's the end of it. And we won't see anybody else. We'll just be together. This is a kind of an indication of something like that happening. And, well, it will be interesting to see what happens for you because there's a lot of movement in romance for you in this month. I can see that going all around in circles, and I can't be more specific for you because I'm not doing a one-on-one reading. But I hope that that helps some of you or validates to some of you that it's just the way it's meant to be during this month of April. And we'll take a look at what May brings, of course, next month. And maybe we'll be able to leave the house. Okay. All right, twos. Let's answer any question that you have. Now, if you have, if you want to ask again about romance, if you'd like to ask again about work, that's perfectly fine. If you would like to ask a brand new question, just get the question set in your mind and say it out loud or write it down and then tweak my answer to fit it. We just don't want to change the ending, okay? So let's take a look at what's the best that we can expect for power year number 2 in any question that they have. This is very unique and different. I feel like all the cards I've been picking today are very unique and different, and I have a lot of things I have to apply to them. Your power year number 2, your month of 6, the coronavirus outside, and I feel like you will or have been put into a very good position. So if you haven't, you can be in this month where you are looked up to. It may be a promotion of some kind. It may be a position of respect. You may be taking on more things in the home than you ever did and are a little frightened of it. You may be taking on other responsibilities at work if you have to be there every day and you're a little frightened of it. Because that's what I have. I feel like your confidence gets shaken a little bit in this month of April. But I feel like it's not the time to talk about it, complain, or ask for, sometimes we just want validation where we want to talk to someone else and we want to say, I'm really feeling nervous about this or a little bit jumpy. I feel like these cards are saying be very careful who you confide in that about, because you really are doing a good job, and to take this opportunity and to run with it, whatever this opportunity is. If you need to vent, then vent at home. Let me say this. If the problem is happening at home, you wouldn't vent at home. You might vent to a friend. Just don't poop where you eat, so to speak. That old phrase. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't let them see you sweat. You have the potential to pull this out of the hat, whatever it is that you wanted, but don't let people see you shaking in your boots or second guessing yourself. Keep it to yourself, twos. Twos, I want to thank you so much for joining Jemma's Window. If you'd like to know more about me or set up a private read, please jump onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. It also has the calculations for how to get your power year number on there if you want to calculate someone else's power year number. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you. Until next month, twos, take care and be safe. Bye for now.